What's up, Pokey Sluts? My name is Another Soviet, and as you guys can see, today I have an RU battle for you guys. And I'm actually going to be having two battles as usual, as my new format. And, yeah, please leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy this. Comment down below if you have any feedback, and subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date with all my latest videos. Now, he did, I guess, predict the Drudiggan lead with his Whimsicott here, so I just want to go out into my Gastrodon, I think, maybe, or my Claydol, and possibly my Drapion, because I'd like to get a knockoff, and I doubt he'd stay in, but I feel like the Emboar is going to hit him harder, and he's not going to be able to do anything, and luckily he sets up a Trick Room anyway. So, with that being said, I think I can get a nice Flare Blitz off. It should hurt. It'll hurt most of his team for sure. So, I don't know if I want to hit him up with a superpower or Flare Blitz, but I'm just going to Flare Blitz. He does end up U-turning here. So, unfortunately, he's faster, and this is the Scarfed Emboar, so I don't know. Oh, wait, just kidding. I'm dumb. He got a Trick Room up, so I am faster. And this team is a fairly slow team, so I don't have too much to worry about. The Flare, it did do a good number to Flareon there, though. That was pretty cool. I feel like I can definitely outspeed this thing and take it out with another Flare Blitz, though, unless it does happen to be Choice Scarfed itself. But he actually, I guess, ends up being Choice Scarfed, so that does suck. So I guess my Drudiggan is a pretty safe switch here, and I'd like to get up Rocks, but Gastrodon is... I'm going to go to Drudiggan because Flareon is physical, so seems that would make more sense. I'm just going to get my Rocks up. I don't think he's going to stay in, but if he does, he'll go down to Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet damage, plus the Toxic, so I'm fine with that. And my Drudiggan is at half, but my Drudiggan isn't going to do a whole lot to this team. I mean, it'll do a decent number, but not a whole lot, like I said. And now I just kind of want to go into my Claydol here and Psychic, or just go into my Drapion here and hit him up with a either knockoff or Poison Jab. But I think I'm just gonna... I doubt he's gonna want to stay in. So I think I'm just gonna go for a... I don't know. I'm just gonna go for a Poison Jab, I think. Or a knockoff, yeah. I'll go for a knockoff. Let's go with that. And he may end up switching in Kofagrigus, which is kind of what I want. And he actually ends up staying in, so I do knock off the Focus Sash. I don't really know why he had the Focus Sash. That's a pretty weird item to put on Whimsicott. But I can definitely just SD up here. And he's going to end up U-turning, so that's fine by me. It does neutral damage to Drapion. And in comes Exploud, so I have to hope that I can live a Boom Burst from this thing. And I just have to hit him up with a Poison Jab or a knockoff. But I think I want to go... I think I may just want to switch out and sack something else. Or go into my Claydol. Or Gastrodon, as it is Assault Vest Gastrodon. So I think I'm just going to go into Claydol, and he ends up Boom Bursting, which does a fuck ton. I mean, this thing is pretty scary. And I guess I'm just going to have to sack this thing. And I don't know. I guess he must have no speed investment or something. Because this is a funny Trick Room team. He does have pretty slow Mons. So I can see why he'd have the Trick Room, I guess. But on this thing, I don't know. Maybe he has no speed investment. Yeah, he must have no speed investment because Claydol shouldn't beat it, right? I don't know. Anyways, I'm just going to go for a nice Scald, I think. Nice stab Scald. See how much that does. That does pretty much nothing to the Explode, but luckily I get a burn off. And I will be able to live the next one. So I am 3-hit KO'd, so I'm fine staying in and going for a Scald, I think. But do I want to? That is the question. I guess I will. He should go down to 2 Scalds plus a burn. So I pretty much had to trade my Claydol and my Gastrodon for this Explode, which is a bit annoying. And it puts me at 3 Mons versus his 4, but I kind of like my odds here. And now I think I just want to go into Jolteon to get a Volt Switch off on whatever he wants to bring out. And, excuse me. And hopefully he doesn't try and set up a Trick Room again, which he probably will. And he ends up going into Kofagrigus, so I may want to just stay in and hit him with a Shadow Ball. I don't know. He's more than likely physically defensive. I don't know if people usually run another Kofagrigus, but I'm pretty sure he's... Wow, yeah, bitch! Get O-code, motherfucker. Yeah, we O-co him there, so that was really easy, and now it puts us on fairly even terms here. I mean, I could have dealt with that fine anyway. But my Drapion is definitely looking pretty useful here against this team. And now I just want to go into my Drapion, I think, because Bronzong is pretty much always Spadef invested. And I can definitely live a couple EQs from this thing. So I think I just want to Swords Dance up here and go for a knockoff on this Kling. And just knock off whatever item he may have. Because I don't know what he's going to have, but it's most likely going to be lefties or something like that. And I guess I didn't knock off any items, so I don't know what it could be. I don't know. That's weird. But we do take down the Kling there to 2 knockoffs, which is very nice for me. And now my Drapion is pretty much going to be sweeping this whole team after I got the Swords Dance up. So I can hit him up with a knockoff for sure. And that's what I'm going to do. And Oko is the Bronzong, as I expected. And now he's going to go into the Whimsicott. Drapion will probably go down here, but my Jolteon can take care of the Whimsicott, I think. But he's just going to forfeit out here, so I'll take you guys on over to the next battle now. Hope you enjoyed this one. What's up, Pokesluts? Welcome to the second battle here. And we're facing a guy called Bummer. He's going to be a painter like Picasso. But anyways, it looks like my Ambler is going to do a pretty good friggin' number on this team. And he has 0 ground types, so I'd like to get a Volt Switch off on with my Jolteon, but I feel like the Gastrodon lead is a pretty good idea, especially since I was expecting the Steelix lead, and that's exactly what I got. It is the Mega Steelix, so it's going to be a bit of a bitch, but I do get a burn right off there, so you guys know that usually I have horrible luck with hacks, but they turn out in my favor, luckily, this time. And he is able to get a Toxic off, but he will go down there, which is a bit surprising. I mean, kind of, but Steelix is only a physical while his special defenses are very low, so You can kind of expect that. And now he's going to bring in the Tangrowth, so this thing is pretty scary against my Gastrodon. I do have an Ice Beam, so I'm just going to Ice Beam and expect a Leech Seed, I think. I think I want to catch him off guard, and I do catch him off guard, which is very nice. He's going to get a good amount of health back, but it's not that big a deal. If I hit him up with another Ice Beam, he will go down, but I don't think I need to do that, and I can go into my Drapion here. But yeah, I can go into my Drapion here. He isn't going to be that too terribly useful. And he ends up not doubling. He ends up going out into his Slowking here. So that turns out very well. And now I think I'm pretty free to get a Swords Dance up. But I'm just going to knock off on the incoming Mick Bacon, the Choice Scarfed Embar, as I figured that would probably come in. Or Choice Banded Embar, rather. He had the Choice Band. And now my Claydol is pretty free to come in, but I think I want to bring in my Drudiggan here, so he can take some Rough Skin Rocky Helmet damage if he decides to go for a Flare Blitz, which he does. So he's going to take hella damage to that. And now I'm pretty free to set up my Stealth Rocks. I'm fine if he wants to stay in and sack off his McBacon here and bring my Drudiggan down to 1. It's not that big a deal. My Drudiggan doesn't do a whole lot, and he does end up deciding to do that, but he's actually going to live this turn, so he will go down. I'm definitely fine trading my Drudiggan for this Emboar. And yeah, since I pretty much got a free Steelix kill there, minus the Toxic on my Gastrodon, I'm definitely okay with trading my Emboar for this thing. So I'm just gonna, for my Drudiggan, I'm definitely good trading my Drudiggan for the Emboar. And so now I'd say we have a pretty good advantage here. The Drapion does do a good amount of work here, as well as the Emboar, I think. But I feel like my Gastrodon right now is a pretty good bet, so I'm definitely going to go out into that, and he ends up bringing out his Tyrantrum, which can be pretty freaking scary, but I am not too worried about it. I mean, my Drudiggan went down, so that's a bit of an issue, but he is just going to double out into his Slowking here, so I definitely don't think I want to stay in. And my Jolteon should be a pretty safe switch into this thing, and it should also OHKO him for sure. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm pretty sure this is the Life Orb Jolteon, but he's just going to Dragon Tail and drag me out into my Drapion. So out of everything on here, that's definitely the best thing he could have brought me out into. So I'm definitely glad with that. I'm just going to hit him up with a knockoff, because whatever oh man, so close, so close. But he is able to get a burn off there, which is unfortunate. And I guess he'll just have to go down to a knockoff here. And unfortunately, he ends up switching out, but he's going to go down anyway when he switches him back in. And now I should be able to take this thing. Well, this thing will definitely take me out. So I don't know if I want to keep my Drapion around. He will be pretty useful, but he isn't too terribly fast. So I'm just gonna. I went for the Poison Jab. I don't know why. That was probably really stupid, and he's just gonna end up going for the Rock Polish. So that turned out decently, and I do get the poison there. So I'm just gonna go down to Earthquake there, obviously. And now I can bring in my Gastrodon, I guess, and try and hit him with a Scald or an Ice Beam. An Ice Beam will hit all of his team actually really well, so I think I may just want to go for the Ice Beam there. And my Gastrodon should be able to take an Earthquake, but we'll see. It is the Tyrantrum, so it's pretty scary, and he is just going to Outrage there. But he will go down to Toxic next turn, so I'm just going to let my Claydol come in and try and take one. Hopefully he can. And I'm just going to try and Rapid Spin, I think, and get rid of rocks on my side, obviously. Or just try and hit him up with a Psychic, I don't know, or an EQ. I'm just going to go for an EQ, and he does end up living, so that's good. I'm proud of you, Claydol. And now we're looking pretty good here. The Emboar is going to do a huge number on both the Tangrowth and the Rotom-Mow. Unfortunately, this is the Regenerator Slowking, so he actually will not go down to the Stealth Rocks. But I don't think I really want to stay in. But he ends up going into Tangrowth, so I don't know. I feel like I have to stay in and sack my Claydol and just go for a Rapid Spin to get rid of rocks on my side or set up a Calm Mind. But I'm just going to Rapid Spin the rocks away. And he ends up missing Sleep Powder there, so that's very lucky for us. I'm going to try and set up a Calm Mind and hope he doesn't connect with the Sleep Powder next turn. And luckily he misses again. It is 75% accurate, so that's a bit weird. But the Psychic nearly takes him out, and I'm just going to be put to sleep there, unfortunately. But that's fine with me. I'm just going to stay in. I mean, I doubt he's going to be able to do much. He hasn't shown any Giga Drain or anything yet, but I'm sure he has it. And he's just going to go into his Senior Slowking now. So I think I may want to just Calm Mind up again and just try and stay in, because like I said, I don't want to sack my Jolteon or Emboar or anything. I definitely don't want them to go down. I really need a safe switch into those guys to pull out a win here. But yeah, I guess I'm just going to Calm Mind up again. I haven't seen a Psychic move from him yet. And he does end up getting a burn off with the Scald there, so that's very unfortunate. He's going to take us out. So I guess my only option is Jolteon, and to try and get a nice T-Bolt off here, or a Shadow Ball. A Shadow Ball will hit his team better though, as well as the Hyper Voice, but I'm just going to go for a T-Bolt because it's Jolteon. What the hell do I care? Even with the resist from the Tangrowth, it's going to go down anyway. So I'm fine by that. He's going to bring out his Rotom-Mow now. So I'd like to get a Hyper Voice off on this thing. My Emboar is definitely going to be a bit more useful right now, but I could also Volt Switch into him, and he'll definitely take a move from Rotom-Mow, and he ends up missing his Leaf Storm there anyway, so I guess he probably is Choice Scarfed, just based on the speed. Obviously, I mean, it's full of speed investment, Jolteon, but I forget what nature, but it is full 252 speed with the Life Orb. So I feel like the switch into the Slowking is pretty prevalent, so I'm definitely going to go for the Superpower, as he will... I don't know, that was actually probably a dumb play, but I don't know. We'll see. Now I definitely just want to bring out my Jolteon, I think, and hit him with a Thunderbolt. I mean, it did 34 without the attack drop, so I definitely just want to go out into my Jolteon and hope he can live a Scald, but unfortunately that does not happen. So I think I'm just going to go for a Sucker Punch, because why not? He may end up switching out, but I'm fine with that. I'm going to be stuck in Sucker Punch anyway, and I don't know. I'm going to be stuck in Sucker Punch anyway, so I might as well. And he will go down to another Sucker Punch. Fortunately, the T-Bolt isn't too powerful, so I definitely think he's Choice Scarfed here. And he's going to bring in his Slowking, and unless I believe it was Assault Vest, so this is definitely a good game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave some feedback, leave a thumbs up, comment if you have any feedback. I'd love to hear from you guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Another Soviet. Peace out.